Shalom Akim. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Hawashai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you brothers doing the work in truth and sincerity. This is another short video. It is dealing with the trash crisis that ever since Esau's kingdom began, there's that they have been creating wasteful products, and basically now the world is in a global trash crisis. Why? Because all the trash that Esau produces. And this is just going to be a short video concerning that, and I'm gonna let this video play for probably 20-30 seconds.
Globally, we're certainly in a waste crisis, and Canada is in an acute waste crisis. Canada produces more municipal solid waste per capita than any other country in the world. We're worse than the United States. We're worse than Japan. We're worse than China. That's municipal solid waste, and that accounts for about less than 3% of the waste we're actually producing.
Now, you can watch the rest of this video on, this channel here, Global News, and, you can, the link is up there. So, basically, she's talking about the waste crisis mainly in Canada, how bad their trash problem is, and that's why they did what they did to the Philippines by dumping their trash unbeknownst to the Filipino president. And when he found out, he said, you got to take it back, and he basically was going to declare war on them if they didn't take it back. And that was, because they let it fester for like 6 years. But now it says Philippines normalizing Canada relations after garbage dispute. In other words, they had to come and get that garbage. And another part of that garbage is this non-renewable fossil fuels. Basically, the definition of non-renewable is it can't be replaced as fast as it's being used. And these are a few of those non-renewable fossil fuels, which is coal, crude oil, natural gas, and are all considered fossil fuels. Oh, and nuclear energy. That's all also a fossil fuel. Now, of course, it's a destructive fossil fuel because if you know anything, you know that nuclear energy produces a lot of waste. You don't supposed to be making bombs like that anyway. Basically, oil is the blood of the earth, so you're supposed to leave that alone. And Esau already has alternatives to it. The only thing is they couldn't make no money off of it. For example, the water pressure engine. There was an engine that could run off water that could actually move a car, and also the electric car, which runs off solar energy and batteries. So if they actually didn't kill the guy that made the electric car, then you could drive an electric car pretty much all day. No gas, or put water in it for the parts that it needed, and then run off electricity. And those are inventions that was made decades ago. However, Esau silenced those inventions because they make money off oil and gas and these fossil fuels, But that's another video. Now we're talking about the trash that Esau is leaving on the planet and the crisis that's going on. This article is by Science Alert. There's a trash crisis happening in the U.S. There's a trash crisis happening. There's a trash crisis, Slovakia. There's a trash crisis in the U.S. happening right now. And basically it is recycling in the United States is piling up at an alarming speed, and no one knows where to put it. Up until recently, that was China's problem. For years, the U.S. offloaded nearly 4,000 shipping containers full of recyclables on China's shoulders every day. And for those who know, recyclables are not, basically it's just trash. When you go to the recycle bin, it's still just trash. Trash that they shipping over to other countries, mainly China. That's why China is having this pollution problem right now. And now, well, I'm going to read more of it. But China is sick of being the world's recycle bin, and by 2020, the country wants no more foreign waste. In a recent push to fight local pollution, the Chinese government has enforced a new policy that bans the import of 24 types of solid waste, including most forms of paper and plastic. The changes came into effect at the start of this year, and ever since, recycling businesses in the U.S. have been scrambling. Each year, U.S. recycles roughly 66 million tons of material, and about a third of that is ultimately sold overseas, mostly to China. Last year, for instance, China bought up more than half the scrap materials exported by the U.S. But where will it go now that China has said enough? The reality is there are few places around the world that can take on that much recycling, because recycling is really trash. And all these Edomite nations is producing a massive amount of trash, and mainly plastics. And I pulled up this, plastic debris basically plastic is a poison to the entire planet. And why is it that Esau keeps making it? Because he's the master of disaster. That's why. He's the man of perdition. He's the man of destruction. Everything he does destroys. It doesn't heal. So Esau is really a virus on the planet, and that's why he needs to be stopped. But plastic pollution, tons of plastic debris, which by definition are waste that can vary in size, from large containers, fishing nets, to microscopic plastic pellets or even particles, is discarded every year, everywhere, polluting lands, rivers, coasts, beaches, and oceans. So because you can't destroy plastic even on a microscopic level. It's still in the air, and it pollutes indefinitely. Unless you use 1,000,000 degrees Fahrenheit, what the Lord is going to use to clean this place up. And this is one of Esau's greatest creations, plastic. Yet when you look at the other kingdoms in history, they didn't have no trash problem. If they had trash, they dumped it in a landfill and they burnt it. And it naturally basically went back to the elements it was made from. Plastic is not like that, and plastic pollutes the entire planet. Another reason why Esau has to go. And now, even more, other than this trash crisis, this article came up now, and I seen it on Democracy Now, because I watch their daily feeds. Nuclear department redefines high-level nuclear waste to save disposal costs, and that pretty much says it all. And a move that will roll back safety standards that have been observed for decades. Trump administration reportedly has plans to reclassify nuclear waste previously listed as high-level radioactive to low-level in the interest of saving money and time when disposing of the material. So you people working in the nuclear field, hey, you're going to get exposed to a high-level radiation, which is now defined as low-level. You're going to be dying left and right. And that's to save money on costs of disposal. More waste. That's why Esau's kingdom is it's a garbage kingdom. And it has to go. These devils cannot rule anymore. If nothing else, this trash crisis is destroying the planet. A trash crisis. Revelations chapter 11 verse 18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And what's another way that they're destroying the earth? Trash, nuclear waste, what have you. Esau is destroying this planet little by little, and then they're talking about going to other planets or living in space. If they're having a trash crisis only after 500 years of rulership, what do you think they're going to do to outer space, man? If the Lord don't destroy this place, hey man, they'll go around destroying planet after planet with just trash, if nothing else. But that's the end of this video. I hope you brothers were edified, and until the next time, shalom.